what is a plot? Well, a plot is most often about a conflict or a struggle, okay, that the main character has to go through. Okay, so in our story, usually there will be a conflict. Usually a fight, a quarrel, a disagreement. Okay, and then the main character should either win or lose. Okay, usually we try to have them win or lose the conflict on their own. Okay, sometimes if your character is too young, cannot be on their own, then you have to have a grandma that comes in, like somebody, okay, like in the previous story about Auntie Nancy. Did she conquer that conflict with the dog on her own? No, she didn't. It was Uncle Wong that came to her rescue. Okay, and then the character must learn and grow as they try to solve the problem. Okay, so these are some of the key points that you must take note of when you are creating the plot. Okay, when you're plotting your story. A conflict should also get more and more exciting. Okay, and then the tension should reach this high point called the climax, somewhere near the end. And then that's where the story ends. Okay, so I know this is very theoretical. I know I'm saying it. Some of you may not understand. Later on, I'm going to show you a picture, and then that will help you to understand a lot more. Okay? Now, so let's go into plot. Now, the basic steps of a plot would be you start a conflict, right? The things start to go, okay, so there's a conflict, there's a slight disagreement. Don't really like something about somebody or something that's happened or doesn't sit very well with you, okay? Then after that, things went right, then things go wrong, and things can go right again, things can go wrong again, and then there's this either final victory or final defeat. Okay, so it's a bit, if I were to compare it with the story about Auntie Nancy and the dog. Okay, it started off with her jogging, everything was going fine, and suddenly grrr, right? Okay, and she realizes that it's not the stomach growling, but something that she doesn't like has just appeared in her path. Okay, and then there was this like that, right? So there's this conflict, all right? And then finally, Uncle Wong came to the rescue, all right? So then after that, there was a wrap up. Auntie Nancy was very grateful. So that's how a plot will look like. However, some students, they are very ambitious, okay? They feel that they want to do a lot of plots. Okay, a lot of the conflict, right, wrong. They go bouncing in and out and in and out and in and out. You know what? After they do so much of it, they get all confused. Okay, they get all confused which conflict they are in. All right, and that actually causes your compo to suffer. Remember that although you can repeat the right and wrong steps, most stories, most composition writings, short stories should have only one. At the most two conflicts, and that's it. Okay? If you want to have many conflicts, several conflicts all happening at one time, like the kind of TV shows, TV dramas that you watch, this family has one conflict, that family has another conflict, and this family is connected, and this family is connected. Okay, all of these interrelated conflict and how this decision is affecting that decision is affecting this decision. Okay, all very convoluted and very deep in their conflict. That is a novel. Okay, a novel means a longer story. Okay, so we are not into that because we are at intermediate level. Okay, now many writers like to think of their plan in the form of a shape. Okay, so a common one would be something like this. Some people call this the fishbone. Okay, this is a fishbone concept. Your teachers might have taught you that, right? But there's another type that is like the mountain. Okay, I prefer to use this method because I find that it is very systematic and you can see how your story goes. Whoa! Remember this word climax? We read about this in the plot. Remember how they talk about the fight? Okay, the conflict here and there and here and there, and then after that you come to this climax, the highest point. Will he do it? The cliffhanger, and then close to the end, and then you just ease it off and you finish off the story. Okay, so that is the climax, the dilemma, the problem. So we start with the beginning of a story. Everything was fine. Auntie Nancy was jogging. Everything was happy. And then we start to build a grrr. Okay, and the grrr causes her to be scared. Okay, she started to look around maybe, and then she saw that there's a dog. And then to make things worse, the dog is a stray dog, very dirty and very smelly. And to make things worse, okay, because it's building up, right? To make things worse, the dog came forward. Okay, and to make things worse, Auntie Nancy is afraid of dogs. And to make things worse, the dog is smelly. And to make things worse, the dog came to sniff at her. That's a no-no for a person who is afraid of dogs. Okay, and then after that, the dog walked forward, right, and sniffed her. That would be almost like the climax. Would the dog bite her? Okay, and Auntie Nancy said, no, please don't bite me, don't bite me. And all of a sudden, there was a voice that came out. Go away! Okay, and then the story ends off very quickly, all right, about how Uncle Wong just wielded his umbrella like a sword, and then the dog runs off. Okay, so you can see the natural progression. I feel that this is better as compared to the fishbone. Okay, it is easier to see this. So this is what I'm working with. Okay, then of course in the middle here, the structure of the story, right, the one that builds the story up, well, will be the setting. My setting will be in the park, right? Because she's jogging, right? The character, I have Miss Auntie Nancy, I have Uncle Wong, and I have the dog. Okay, and then it will actually prop the whole story up because of my setting and my character.